Okay, so here's the June exam, mid-year exam actually. Okay, Jane wants to invest into an investment that requires a minimum of 30,000 Rand annuity installments. That will, sorry? Oh, it's not showing. That will earn 9% interest per annum compounded monthly. You can only afford 1,000 Rand per month and decides to invest 1,000 Rand per month into an account that earns 4.5% interest per annum compounded monthly until it's enough to invest into the more profitable account. After how many months will he have enough to invest into the more profitable account? Okay, so you've got, can you guys try and answer that first question for me? Actually, we don't have enough time. Let me do that. So, do you guys understand the question? Is there something unclear about the question? It's two bank accounts. He wants to invest 30,000 Rand, which is the minimum requirement for per investment, but he can only afford 1,000 Rand, so he invests into another account until he has 30,000. Then he invests into the more profitable account, the total. Okay, that makes sense? So after how many months does he have enough to invest into the more profitable account? So we obviously start with, is this future value or present value formulas?
Future.
Is it annuity?
Yeah.
Yes, so we have the future value of the annuity is equal to x1 plus I to the power of n minus 1 over I. I want a future value of 30,000. I'm investing 1,000 a month and I'm earning 4% monthly. Was it monthly? Yeah, 4% monthly. Okay, I want to calculate how many investments it's going to take. After how many months will I be able to invest into the other one? Okay, divided by 4 over 12,000. Okay, work it out for me. Similar to the previous one. See if you guys can do it this time. Okay, so... Sorry? Okay, so we have 1 plus I. Just going to keep it as an I for now. Even though I know what I is, I've got 30,000 times 4 over 12,000 divided by 1,000. And then this minus 1 goes to the other side as plus 1. Okay, so n is log of this answer. Let's just call it, the base is 1 plus 4 over 12. And then you've calculated this and stored it in A. So it's just log of A with that base. What answer do you get? Can't be 2.7.
Because 30 times, my total is 30,000 times 4.
And sorry guys, I made a mistake. It's not 4%, it's 4.5.
4.5.
Sorry, it's 4.5%. Sorry. Okay, yeah, 28.48. 28.48. So after every 29 months. So after how many months can he? After 29 months. After 29 months. Now notice, I did not say 28. I didn't round to the, and we're answering the question, after how many months will he have enough to invest? So I can't say after 28 and a half months, because after 28 months, he doesn't have enough yet. The next time he gets interest is only after 29 months. So after 28 and a half, which is roughly what 0.48 is, he doesn't yet have enough, because he doesn't get interest half times through the month. only after 29 months. Okay, so the answer must make sense. Okay, so if James continues this pattern and invests all the money he saved up at the end of the period you calculated in 1 into the more profitable account, what is the balance on the more profitable account after 10 years? Okay, so there's 10 years. Every 29 months he saves a certain amount into that account. So this is an annuity calculation, but there's a little bit of a problem. We have 29 monthly investments. Do you understand what I mean? Like in our formula, my N and my I must be related. My N represents how many months. For example, I get monthly installments or yearly installments, and my I has to be the interest per month. If my N represents number of months, my I must be the interest per year if my investments are yearly. My I has to be my interest every 6 months if my N represents every 6 months. Okay, so do you understand what the one problem is? In 10 years, how many payments will I make? So here, a timeline becomes very important. Okay. So in 10 years, in 0. So 10 years is how many months? 120 months. My first investment will come after 29 months. My next investment will be after another 29. So how many months have gone by? 58. Then I make another investment after how many months? 29. So that makes it 70, 80, 87. And another 29 months. Okay. 116. So there's going to be how many investments? 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's two ways you could answer this. You could either now ask, because the question asks, we could find out what the investment is at this point. Okay, after 1, 2, 3, 4 investments, that would be this future value is equal to the present value, the recurring amount, 1 plus I to the power of n minus 1 divided by I, where n is 4, because there's 4 investments. And then afterwards, it stays in the bank account for another 4 months. So I'll just, whatever my future value is, I'll multiply it with 1 plus I for another 4 months, where this I is in months. The interest that I will earn every month, because I'm earning it for 4 months, but this I can't be months, because this 4 doesn't represent 4 months. It refers to 29 months. Do you understand what I mean? So we will have to first calculate what is the effective interest rate over 29 months. Now, to calculate effective interest rate over 29 months is quite a process, because it would be, okay, 1 plus I, okay, over 29. I suppose you could have just made this 29, but it wouldn't work. So my effective interest rate over 29 months is my interest rate per month. Okay, my interest rate per month is 1 plus 9 over 1200. Okay, so if I take this to the power of 29, I would get my interest rate that I would get for a 29-month period. Does that make sense? This is my interest rate per month. So for 29 months, my interest rate would be, the interest I would earn would be 1 plus 9 over 1200 is equal to that, plus 1 is equal to that, to the power of, okay, let me start over, 9 divided by 1200 is equal to, plus 1 is equal to the power of 29 is equal to 1,24. Now that's adding a 1. So that gives me 1,24, 1,2419, etc., etc. Okay, so if I subtract the 1, I get my interest rate. If I subtract the 1 and multiply it by 12. So my interest rate for a 29 period is 24,19. So I subtract the 1 and multiply with 100. Whoa. $24, 1957, blah blah blah, 1957 dot dot dot. Now you'll see me, I'm going to store this, memory store, I'm going to add that into my memory. That's my interest rate. Okay, so this is really a complicated way to do it. There's a simpler way I'm going to show you now. Okay, but this is basically the initial idea I had in my mind when I created the question. And I wanted to make, this is definitely the most difficult question in the paper, and only one person got it right. Okay, I was quite proud of him. Okay, the amount I'm investing, that's the next thing. If I'm going to invest it in 4 months, if I'm going to invest all of my money from the other account every 29 months, how much am I investing? It's not 30,000, it's more than 30,000. And so I'm also having to calculate that. So I had to calculate my effective interest rate for 29-month period. Now, how much do I have in that account if I invest monthly 1,000 at 4.5% per month for 29 months? 2, so how much do I have then? 1,000 times, actually let me do it, 1 plus 4,5 over 12. Okay, it is that to the power of 29. Okay, no, 1 plus 4,5 over 1200 to the power of 29 minus 1 divided by 4,5 times 1200. Okay, so there's 30,000 times 1000. So you can see, oh, too many zeros. Okay, so you can see he invests about 30,575 and 16 cents. 30,575 and 16 cents. Again, you shouldn't round off, so I suppose I should add another few zeros. 071, that seems fine. 071, that seems enough. Okay, so these are now the values I put in here. So I have every 575,16071 over 1 plus I is now 9% monthly to the power of 4 minus 1. Oh, sorry, it's not 9%, it's now this 24% that I calculated. So it's 24,1957 dot 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 over, okay, but now I don't need to divide with anything, because this is literally, like, the reason why I divide with a 12 here is because that is my annual and I want the monthly. and this represents months. But now my n represents the interest, or every 29 months, so it represents 4 29 months. A grouping of 29 months. Very difficult to say in words. So my interest must be the interest that I get every 29 months, which is that amount. So I don't even need to divide with anything. Well, I do. I need to divide with 100 to get my percentage. To the power of 4 minus 1 divided by that same percentage, 24, so 0,4241957 ... and then this will just give me how much I will have in the account after my 4th payment. Then it must still earn interest, but this time it's earning interest for 4 months. Each month it gets 9 divided by 12. So all of this will give me an amount. Okay. I want to show you for 9 marks. This is a lot of work for 9 marks, but there was an easier way. All you had to go and calculate was this amount. How much does he invest every 29 months? And then based on your timeline, you could have just said, well, at this stage, when it comes to here, he's got nothing. When he comes to here, he's investing 30,575 and 16 cents. Now it earns interest for 29 months. So now you calculate at this point, he had 30,575,16 times interest at 9% for 29 months. Now you get the value at this point. Now you give it again, interest for 20, so you got the answer here. Now you give it again, interest for 29 months, and now you get the answer here. Now you just do it again for 29 months and you get the answer at this point. And now it just gets 4 months of interest and then you get the answer there. Okay, so that one wasn't actually so difficult. Obviously it is a recurring investment, and recurring investments are actually very simple if my time period is simple. But this wasn't a simple time period. This was a recurring investment every 29 months. So it really was a very difficult question. I doubt you can expect anything like this in a final exam. Okay, but no, don't do that. It's like, okay, cool. Okay, let's stop it there. Thanks, guys. I'll see you on Wednesday if you're doing physics.